Gun, Pain on the blue, Nova Esports on the red, with Elsu and Florentino immediately banned away.
The number one thing I think Pain Gaming need to clean up, and maybe this can be addressed during the draft, is they need to get better at closing out games, especially against Nova, whose superpower is not getting knocked out of games. They must last through the late game.
Rapid fire ban phase has already begun as Varus and Sephora join Florentino and Elsu on the ban bench, as now Richter seems to be the hover for Pain Gaming and what they're going to choose with the powerful characters.
Yeah, with
left.
Richter being taken, that's going to leave Tulin open along with Annette. So let's see they do pick up that Tulin. Maybe they're going to take Ryoma, because you don't want to give a Ryoma-Richter combo, which is very strong.
We also have to make sure we remind ourselves of the Lindis as well, because Lindis is a character that has shown a lot of presence within the Latin American region, but so is that beautiful man right there. It's going to be Teamy that will be teamed up with Liliana for Nova Esports as 1-2.
I like that they're prioritizing Liliana, because SA overall is probably the best Liliana player in Latin America. He just shines on this hero. So Pain Gaming's option is to play super early game and shut down his Liliana so she doesn't get to that late game stage.
Let's talk about that teaming though, because we've kind of brushed over it and it's unfair. Shaka is one of the best supports in the Latin American region, and he's gotten that teaming right off the bat. That's going to allow them to power farm individual characters, particularly draw your eyes towards the sideline or jungle marksman they decide to run over on the Nova Esports side. He'll be playing into Manafrize, perhaps the star player on the Pain Gaming side in that support role. He too has a lot of options.
Yeah, I wonder if they're going to take up that Lindis here. Oh, Thane.
We've seen Pain pull this out before.
Manafrize's Thane is a thing of beauty.
Yes, Manafrize's teaming was also amazing. So he knows how to play against the teaming because his teaming is so good. Exactly. And Anger is probably playing against the competition and his own team because he wants the most damage.
And not only that, but Pain Gaming makes sure that there aren't a less amount of options with the second phase. They go ahead and secure themselves their mid laner in the Flash, getting themselves a solid matchup against the Liliana, as well as extra dive potential for Pain.
So far, we're mirroring role picks if this becomes a side lane or a Slayer lane draft, and that would mean that neither side has a lopsided target. Both teams, when they get into the second ban phase, are going to be concerning themselves with the opposing jungle and with the opposing abyssal lane, and that's exactly what's going to happen.
Ooh, wow.
Zenial now is going to be the lock-in for Nova Esports, and their top laner, Omen, of course, the biggest counter to the Zenial, gets taken away.
But why would you... Omen would have to be played up in the Slayer lane, and they've already got a Richter for that. They can't play it mid or support. Both those roles are filled.
Yeah, that's interesting. Maybe they don't want the Richter Omen because, you know, Omen is a counter to Thane, so they just want to eliminate the counter. Because Pain Gaming can still run a jungle marksman. So maybe that's the train of thing. Just eliminate the hard counter off the bat.
Target ban to No Mercy there as his Violet gets taken away by Pain Gaming. A shift in focus. Nova clearly targeting the side lanes where Pain Gaming has already started to decide to ban away
everything.
Yes.
I'd expect this to be a jungle ban. Murad seems like a reasonable ban. Pain Gaming want to probably follow through, ban out another ranged ADC in the jungle. They're most worried about somebody having enough sustained damage to chunk through their Thane Richter setup. And so a Lindis would be a very solid ban here. This would mean Nova Esports should be looking maybe for a Telenos or a Wisp in their Dragon lane. That would benefit particularly well from their Teamy and Zenial, because the Zenial can come through and provide support. The team is there as well.
Oh, they decide to instead take away the Superman. This should immediately be a Lindis pickup here for Nova Esports.
Yeah, the reason why they banned Superman because Sir Muster played Superman so effectively. It was insane how well he positioned himself and put the enemy opponents in a really bad position.
So this should be Sir Muster getting an ADC here.
Probably, yeah.
0-8 presumably on the Zenial up in top lane. That would, I think, be the best choice, particularly with Lindis still on the cards. But
yeah, I'm thinking though, would you pick an ADC since they have Flash? Flash is really good into ADCs, so
maybe that's their thinking too, is they're hovering the Wonder Woman to play.
And No Mercy plays the Wonder Woman so well.
Yeah, that's probably Jungle Wonder Woman. It also functions as a takeaway from Angra, who plays a great Wonder Woman. This will be a Zephyr's kind of a Wonder Woman answer, also a tanky mage or a jungler.
Oh,
but what's curious here is because
like
Nova
that.
Esports saved their side lane draft for the final pick, Pain Gaming don't know if they need to counter a side lane ADC. This Malik pick would be bad into a side lane ADC.
Would be, exactly.
So they're gambling that this may be a Wonder Woman in the side lane and a jungle that's getting the final pick here.
However, Malik is so good into Wonder Woman. I mean, if Wonder Woman engages, Malik is going to do a lot of quick work against her. So maybe that's why they're going to go ahead and continue with the Malik pick, which would then open up a weakness there, because if he goes into a ranged matchup, 1 versus 1, that's not going to look good.
I like the Joker. I like the Joker decision a lot better onto this, because you're guaranteed at least somewhat of a better matchup if Wonder Woman goes.
Too bad.
Too bad. They stick with the Malik and the Zephyrs, which immediately opens the door for a side lane marksman. Valheim is the immediate lock-in. Nova Esports played their cards. They bluffed the side lane Wonder Woman, and they get away with a victory.
But Valheim, of every ranged ADC in the game, I literally cannot think of a worse one to pick in that role. Because at least if you pick the Lindis, then you have the move speed. You could pick the Wisp, who is the dash.
He also has a point-and-click stun, which creates an opportunity if you have a dive coming out of a
Where's Nova's damage?
They're gonna play around Liliana. They have to protect Liliana.
You can Liliana, and you can also play Wonder Woman more as an off tank. She does have. They did buff her damage a little bit. You have an opportunity to build 1 damage item or something like that, similar, something like an item 2 or 3 on Wonder Woman. We're making options, guys. Come on.
Yeah, but Valheim's pick is great because he's going to dominate his soul lane. He's going to win the soul lane. It's probably going to be Dragon side. They're going to win the Dragon side. They're going to get Liliana scale, right? And you look at Pain Gaming there. The only threat is really that flash on the Liliana, but Liliana is so mobile. Liliana can dance around the flash, honestly. And Wonder Woman and the other heroes that they picked are tanky and don't really suffer against a flash composition.
I'm on the Pain train. I think they've got a full engage composition. Playing into a Valheim who's not going to scale great into the late game, they can just keep diving. And they can just keep the dive train rolling all the way into the enemy backlines. And once they've done that, they'll have cracked into the Valheim. They'll have demolished the Liliana. But they have so many tools.
But don't forget, Zephyrs and Richter aren't the most bursty heroes either.
At the same time, though, something that we have given Nova Esports a lot of credit for is their execution in the mid-game. Of all of the teams in Latin America, specifically we think about Geo, that waits as long as they immediately can. Nova's execution in the mid-game is great. They do have a mid-game, a composition that activates very well in the mid-game. But gentlemen, the predictions, the opinions are over. It's time for the facts. We are getting into the game. Match 2, game number 1 between Pain and Nova.
It's time for one of the best matchups LATAM has to offer. And already, both teams started off with a very typical LATAM opening. Full pressure in mid. Neither team wants to full commit. They both back off.
It's going to be very interesting here, the Valheim into the... Like I said, it's on the Dragon lane, so that's going to put a lot of pressure onto Deodun. I want to see how he's going to play his match. He's got to sit on their tower here, but look at Shaka. They know they're going to out-pressure, and they're denying him creep farm. Look at that. They're freezing the wave here, and they're not letting him get any creep farm. Look at the experience level difference between Sir Muster and Deodun here.
That's so cheeky.
It is. That's very smart. You're playing into your opponent's weakness, basically, and that's why they probably banned away the Zenio here and forced them to pick the Malik.
Zenial up in the top lane for 0-8 will come through. That's going to give them that Angelic Splendor back up across the map should they need it. Major asset for Sir Muster on the Valheim. I still would have preferred to see him on almost any other ADC. But, you know.
Yeah,
prove me wrong.
The Omen. But anyways, you can see down here that the bottom lane is being won by the Valheim, and now it forces kind of a 3-man rotation by Pain there to make sure that Malik doesn't fall too behind. And no mercy, definitely. This guy, his Wonder Woman is one of the most fun to watch. It's so good and so aggressive. He just lands everybody and goes in.
Metal will poke in. That got dangerous. That's why my voice is high. That got really risky. And the lasso still no bracelets for the stun. But Frieza though, he's there. It takes so long, but they get the kill.
I love the communication. SAOL is right there in positioning, doing bonding light, shining light, getting the stun, and then the ultimate. Oh, so beautiful.
Is that too far forward? Angelic Splender's there. No Mercy returns to the fray. He's got Metal very low. Shaka's got the stun. Deodun's gone. Another kill to Nova.
Shaka went in there, took the damage, and went right back in with the Pooty Poots, getting a double stun to secure the kill onto Deodun. Very well played. You can see the heal has been used by Malik, but it didn't help.
And Sir Muster all the while is working away at that bot lane tower while the rest of his team gets Abyssal Dragon. There it is, over to Nova Esports, half HP on tower, and a dominant early game to Nova.
Yeah, that is huge there, and that was kudos to No Mercy playing so well, understanding the limits of Wonder Woman. As soon as he hit level 4, TJ, he took advantage, used the brace position, got the kill, put his team in advantage position, and then they got another kill onto Malik, even with the double heal. Look at double heal comp. It didn't do much, and that's the result of the pure focus of Nova and how well they're executing their composition.
That was really, really well played by Nova.
Yeah.
So Pain Gaming are now in a deficit. How do they get back in?
Pain Gaming, they have to basically play more defensive. If they're losing their if they're losing gold, they need to protect their jungle exactly how they did here. A 3-man rotation to their jungle to make sure they don't get invaded. And they need to play safe and wait for basically Nova to make the mistake.
I would like to note that despite Nova's good early game, Anger is still doing fine. He's actually been farming pretty well.
Yeah, and look at how much pressure a Valheim is doing. I played a Malik into a Valheim side lane before when Valheim was pretty meta, and that is no fun, TJ, I can tell you right now. Yeah. Especially when he gets the Frost Cape or a Blitz Blade. Oof, it starts getting really painful.
Angara, they know where he is, but he knows where they are. Who's tracking who? Gaming will dive in, back out, reset behind tower, not taking any unnecessary fights.
Yeah, the key for me is going to be the mid lane. It's going to be if SA overall is ahead right now, continues to get ahead, scales before the Flash can, because it comes down to the composition. The Flash and the Liliana are the key carries in both these teams' composition.
Pain Gaming one top lane. They do have the stun. 0-8's not getting out of that one. In the meantime, the bot lane tower will fall. A nice pickup for Nova, particularly if 0-8 escapes. And he will barely get underneath the tower. Agra keeps diving, though. The Death's Void will grab him the kill.
Oh my god, I love that engage. What Richter did, ZRK came up from the bush, got the knock-up to secure that kill there. He did a really good job.
SA overall flanks up, does grab the kill, though. ZRK falls in the end. Angara can't quite bring himself to dive underneath the tower. Dale Dunn fell down bottom alongside a tower himself. Pain Gaming are in trouble.
Yeah, they definitely are. Even though they did get the kill onto 0-8, Nova came back just as hard. Not only that, they took the bottom jungle as well, which gives them a solid 3.6k gold lead and a second Abyssal Dragon. So Pain, they have to be much more careful now and make sure that when they do try to make a pick like that, they don't open themselves for a counter engage.
This is a really, really strong early game to Nova. I cannot stress that enough.
Yeah, definitely very strong. They executed the early game so well there, and it has to do, like Wonder Woman. No Mercy's Wonder Woman play was phenomenal, and Wonder Woman is so strong in the early game.
Mid lane, SA overall will be in trouble, and Jelly Splendor's there to keep him up. Up top, you still have pressure on the Pain Gaming. That top lane is very dangerous, but ZRK's held on.
That was key there. If 0-8 landed at Malice and double stunned the Zephyrs after Liliana's Binding Light stun, they would have took care of Angra there.
Top lane, tower will fall. Another tower's their name. Deldon's trying to get some revenge down bottom, but it's not going great.
Yeah, Sir Muster is doing so much work on this Valheim. Look at him, he's level 8. He hit the most fed in the game. This is not looking good. This is the same time like last week when he played Superman and got so ahead.
He's built right into Fafnir's talent. That's not normally how you start a Valheim build.
Wow, yeah, that's not the attack speed build that we're normally used to seeing with Blitzblade or the Frostcape build there, where that he gives a lot of slows and does that damage there. But the Fafnir Tyrant has a lot of life speed, lots of sustain, so wants to stay on the map a lot longer and put a lot more pressure.
It's going to give him quite a bit of damage for an early game Valheim. Shaka might be in trouble here. Meta through. Oh, that's nicely done. Angra will grab the kill. Bracelet stun, though. He goes back in, recommitting to the fight and will narrowly survive in the meantime. Sir Muster's working away at the tower. Angra must fight the clear. There's the Angelic Splendor through. Metal's in trouble. The flicker. He's out alive. 0-8's now in trouble. Metal, what are you doing? He goes back in.
Why?
1v3. What on earth was that?
He was so low and he went right back into harm's way and got made short work of immediately, giving a gift to No Mercy there, and that's something that was a big mistake from him.
That was absurd. Maybe trying to ult, but he didn't have ult. There was no reason.
Yeah, and within 7 minutes, they've lost 3 towers from top, mid, and bottom.
Matt Freezake will now commit to this one. King's Glory drops Shaka low. They have the kill on him with no response, but that's all.
Yeah, and this is something that Pain, they gotta be careful. They cannot continue to
I actually really favor Pain in the mid-game, though.
Yeah.
I really do think Pain can win this mid-game if they keep at this pace. No Mercy wants to contest that. He'll go in. Bracelets do land. Oh, that's good. Blinding Light. Daldon in trouble. Recommits to the fight, trying to buy the rest of his allies and escape. He'll do that. Only No Mercy's on the chase.
Yeah, this is what I mean. They got to be careful. They had a win there. They got the kill in the Shaka. They didn't need to overly extend that much. Ooh, and then now they give over 2 kills to 1 after they had the advantage.
But Angara gets a tower for it.
Oh,
I'm SA overall.
SA overall, what are you doing, sir? You do not want to give a kill over to the jungler like that. 4 kills to Angara's name there. 5.3k gold. He is the key right now to help Pain get back into this game.
Angara literally has all of the kills for Pain Gaming, and he's in trouble right now. No Mercy and Shaka.
But Zephy's is so slippery, such low cooldowns on his build. He can easily get away here.
Can he? Oh. Shaka on the chase. Chain Lance was well timed. CRK's there to intercept, though. Nicely done by Pain to save their carry.
Oh, he misses the on that minion. But yeah, Pain, they gotta slow down. Once you get a win, take that win. Don't overly extend. Don't get too excited, because if you do that, you basically turn that win against you like they did there with 2 kills. Ango's able to come back, get the kill in SA overall, and somewhat get an even trade. I mean, if you're behind, you want to at least evenly trade kills at least, because that still helps you overall.
I think this roster from Pain Gaming may actually serve to help them out, though, because they have so many tanks that if Angara is the only player who can get kills, they have enough people to brawl out in the front lines in the meantime. Yeah,
but look at the build there. They have Gaia Standard.
Oh, Angara.
Gaia Standard on Zenio and Teamy. It's gonna be really hard to kill you guys.
Angara in the Dragon's Den. He's in a lot of trouble. He was trying to stall out this Abyssal fight. Oh my god, the Death's Void. It won't save him. That was cheeky, though.
And look at this. They basically have Gaia Standard. The Valheim has Lifesteal, Frost Cape. And look at the amount of damage over time that they're trying to build. They're trying to basically out-sustain. You know, they have the Teamy as well. They have the Zenio. This is a lot of tank and a lot of heal on the regeneration on the side of Nova here. So honestly, very smart build. They need Pain. I think the only way for Pain to win is they have to build anti-regeneration health. There's no way they can win if they don't have that. It's gonna be too hard to kill any of these guys.
And it will take them a while to get there. Because of course those are pretty expensive items, and they're not getting a whole lot of gold right now on the Pain side.
Yeah, I mean the only way they can win if they don't have anti-regeneration, they need to focus SA overall. They need to kill Liliana, and then they have a chance to win these team fights. If they don't kill SA overall, he dances around them, which Liliana tends to do because she's so mobile as a mage there. It's gonna be a tough call for Pain to really win this. I think perfect execution of the Malik Flash ultimate, Zephy's Death from Above, Richter ultimate, and then a Thane. Boom. And his ultimate can really turn it around here. I think that's the only key. That's the only key that Pain can turn it around.
Well, Pain are going to need to try and contest this Enraged Abyssal. And I don't think they can. I'll go over to Nova Esports. That should give them control. While we have a moment, I'd like to touch on Sir Muster's Valheim build. He's actually building into a little bit of attack speed. That's a little odd, isn't it, with the Devil's Handshake? Yeah, it gives him the crit, the movement speed, but I talked about that the Frost Cape with the Fafnir Talon and the Hero's Edge. It makes him super tanky and last in the fight longer. You have the Zenio heal, you have the Teamy revive, and Zenio and Teamy are good tanks as well with Gaia Standard. They have Frost Cape on the Zenio as well. I mean, the entire composition is so tanky. The only way Pain can win is they have to kill SA overall. I mean, Liliana is literally the glass cannon on that team. They have to focus her, otherwise I don't see them winning this fight unless they execute, again, the perfect combo I talked about here with Flash, Thane, Malik, Zephy's, and Richter. Look at how cheeky Nova are being. Yeah. They don't need this Dark Slam, but they don't want to take any risks. Yeah, I mean, Sir Muster is doing so much damage. 10.5k gold lead. He is double the gold of the mage and the support right now on the side of Pain Gaming. I mean, Flash is super behind. Meadow is so behind in farm. I haven't seen him this far behind in farm as mage. I mean, he only has 2 tier 3 damage add-ons. Look at Liliana. Yeah, this is the worst performance I've seen from Metal since the last time he played Nova. There's the Drake summoned in the bottom lane. Sir Muster chunking the tower. They need the wave clear. There's the shot from Daldon. That might have done it. Metal in. Doesn't do enough damage, but they've got the wave clear. Yeah, and look at this. Nova, take the tower. The Drake is right on the tower here. I don't know why they're not going to take that tower immediately. I mean, I guess they're going to let the Drake just take care of it. They're going to play very extra safe. They don't want to throw. Yeah. Like they've known for tower dives that just go wrong. They've seen that before. They don't want to take those risks. That's good. They're learning. They're too cautious, though, I think, because that was an open tower
from when Pain Gaming backed off.
Mataprise into the front lines. So much HP, but he's lassoed out of position. Finally falls. In the meantime, Wave did get cleared by Angra, but I'm not sure it's enough. Indeed, it would be very unlikely it is. Pain Gaming are just trying to hold on to one tower, enough that they can ensure there aren't super duper minions, but Metal's in trouble. 0-8 brawling as they overall through to the fight. They can't find the damage. Deldon himself will fall, and it's game number 1 in dominant fashion over to Nova Esports.
What a crazy game there. Nova just leveled up, and this is what we thought was going to be a very close and intense game between Pain and Nova, but they just showed us that they learned from the past weeks, and they have really corrected a lot of their tendencies there in the late game to throw it and give it back to their opponent.